Being made with Unreal Engine 5, a liminal hell experience. You know, some of these Backrooms games, it'd be nice if we could just explore the Backrooms and just enjoy their inherent creepiness without entities, because liminal spaces themselves can be quite creepy and very, very unsettling. At points you're kind of at the mercy of your own mind, basically. But welcome to the Backrooms world, version 1.48. 0.1. I should press any key. Oh, there's my cursor. It's very, very dark. Oh, oh, oh. So this looked very interesting. This is a demo, and I'm very interested to see how this compares to some of the other Backrooms. Favorite one so far is the Backrooms Survivor, and that was one where I went through and saw the guy up on the ceiling. You had a couple of entities you had to run from, and I kind of wanted to explore a little bit more. You do have to avoid them. I do think that they should be not so heavy on the entities, because it can get a little bit old after a while, but at the same time, it's also it's enjoyable. I guess it's like a mood thing. So without further ado, let's get into it. Single player, new game. We're gonna do it on hard. Why not? Because I like starting games off hard. I like going to F to toggle the flashlight, C to crouch. That's a little bit different than control to crouch. Escape to quit the game, left shift to sprint, T to toggle HUD, Y to toggle mouse cursor. Well, Y ain't work. 4 to launch portal sequence. My goodness. 3 to open research bay door. 1 to toggle player time. Interesting. So this is a work in progress, which is probably why some things don't work very well. Does the flashlight work? This flashlight. This has got to be my favorite flashlight out of a lot of the games that I've played. This right here. This is nice. I like this. Kudos, man. Kudos for a proper flashlight. Oh, there goes my head. I love little shit like it. Just makes me giggle. It makes me giggle. Oh, if I press E, that interacts. Very good. Do I have stamina? Oh, the movement is realistic. I like that. What is wrong with my shoulders? What is wrong with my shoulders? Return the monkey, I guess. Dang. Look at my Oh my god, I'm having a little bit too much fun. This is making me cackle so badly. Fix the shoulders, man, then it's not normal. I'm an entity at this point. Fix the shoulders. What's going on over here? What is this purple? Oh, here, flashing lights. Plant? Correct. I like the sound. The sound is nice. Yeah, I like the sound. The sound is nice. This trash can is not empty. It's full of stuff. That's a nice little detail. Even the trash looks nicely filled, realistic. I didn't notice this here. The jump could probably use a little bit of work. Got some things here. Let's try 3, 4, 4, 3. Maybe it's player timer. Oh, that's a neat feature. I like that. That's almost like a cross between VR and desktop, and I appreciate that. Especially since I would very, very much love to get a VR set and start playing VR games. VR horror would be like the next step for me. Because I'm starting to get to the point where I'm getting a little desensitized. Can I get into things? Sure, but I want to go for a ride that I cannot get out of until the ride is done. And I'm still alive. That's an important feature for any horror gamer. That at the end of the ride, you're still alive. but you've learned some things about yourself. Anywho, so details about this. Look at the detail in the camera. That looks really cool. It kind of looks like I'm actually wearing a CBA CBA mask. There we go. I was thinking about another one's like a North Face full mask or some other mask and whatnot. I like that you can see your person. Now come to think of it, those are hard as hell soles. Maybe a little bit lighter on the click, clack, clack, click. It could just be the soundbar that I'm using, which you might be able to hear a little bit in the background. I am using a soundbar as opposed to earphones. Alright, so we got earphones. I can hear quite a bit more with these as opposed to anything else. I gotta get my mouse back. I can hear breathing. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it kind of sounds like I'm wearing a SCBA mask. There we go. I open this? Oh, so it is kind of remote and stuff like that. 4, 3, 1, so 1 for player to... Oh, what's going on? Oh, the distortion. Dude, this is cool. Alright? This is cool. I like this game. We haven't even really gotten into the rooms yet. Not even really. We haven't gotten it. What in God? What? I am very interested in this. This right, the viscera of some unknown being. This is... Maybe those were fellow folks that went through the portal and didn't come back entirely, no. I see toes. I see remnants of a head. I like this. I'm gonna get behind this game so freaking quick. I'm already behind it if you haven't figured it out. But the graphics are very, very pretty. The environment is very pretty. It's a little bit more hellacious than I would like as a liminal exploration. These screens are a bit heavy on the brightness. I would lower, I guess, the shaders or whatever. I don't know what the technical term, but I'm sure if you're a developer, you're watching this review, you'll see that this... my system probably has it on pretty high settings. Find a zebra milk to... What? Zebra? Are we going to be milking zebras? Sorry, that's just where my mind went, was milking zebras. And then getting the crap kicked out of me, because zebras aren't exactly known to be super friendly unless they're tame and used to. Glitch out of the map. No clip. Time to no clip. Reports some bugs to the developers. Okay, bug. We're gonna focus on bugs. A for select. Interesting. So this kind of looks like it would be... Experience a very rough preview of the game's state. Please keep this in mind before investing too much time. Well, I'm going to invest some time in this, and I'm going to just be running my mouth off while we're playing this. So, first off, the sound is pretty good. It could use some polishing. Settings, I can't do anything with the settings. I can't get out of continue. Hold on. I don't have a controller. I am running mouse and keyboard. I can't get out of these settings, even if I'm pressing A and B. So this is gonna be an issue. Like, I'm trying to get this. I don't have a controller that I can hook up to this. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna go steal an Xbox controller. Alright, welcome back. I've got my Xbox controller figured out, and it's in here. It's a little awkward because I've never used a controller for stuff like this. Not on PC. It won't take me too terribly long, though. Okay, so key bindings are locked at this point. Gameplay and audio. Pretty decent selection. It's like you got question marks down there. I'm excited for that. I'm excited for this project. All experimental and may not function at the moment. Oh, the select in the back are not working. Like the directional keys here are working. Parts of it are, but when I hit A or B or things like, well, A seems to be working, but when I try to hit B for back, it's not doing anything. Oh, the B for back is going to be your two screen indicators on the controller. So that's back. It's not actually B. So we're going to get in here. We're going to start single player again. We're going to continue and we're going to look around and we're going to enter in that we're going to enter into the settings and stuff like that. Actually, this is really freaking cool to play with a freaking thing here. What do I use? So A is jump. X is nothing. Y is nothing. Yet. B is nothing. Trying to figure out how I open this. I don't know key bindings for opening this up. So the controller has limited support right now. I'm pressing pretty much all the buttons here. So I think I'm just constantly running. I can look around, but I can't. Yeah, limited controller support. So the controller for the Xbox and stuff like that is gonna need, it's gonna need some TLC, folks. So we're gonna open this research bay door, and one thing that I want to test out before we get any further that we were having an issue with not too long ago is this. So I can get around here. Okay, so that works. So if I try that, and now I've got my mouse going. Oh, continue work. So that was just a one-off thing that we came across earlier, which was not being able to get out of the game menu for the testing once we got into that. It's like we can now get into the settings, we can go back. So that was a one-off thing. I don't know how common that's going to be, but might be something to consider. Oh, I'm going to go back to, now that we got this kind of troubleshot, again, limited controller support. I'm going to just turn off the controller. Alright, where were we? Alright, back to mouse and key. Back to mouse and key. We seem to have gotten our stuff together. Maybe it just needed, maybe the game just needed a restart. So, we're going to... what the... We're going to open launch portal sequence. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So we entered in here and that caused the door to open. So now we're gonna go, I guess, basically into level 0. But so far so good. I do like, oh god, I love the effects here. It might be a little bit rough if folks are sensitive. Excuse me. If folks are sensitive to this kind of effect, so just be warned. Oh my god, flashing lights? Oh, I'm gonna have to put a... This will be after the fact, but put an epilepsy warning on that. I think it's really cool that you can see a depiction of these rooms through that portal. That's really beautiful to me. And it already looks like there's either paint or blood. I'm gonna say that's paint. It's too uniform to be blood. As a horror gamer, you kind of get to know these little things here and there. That's pretty cool. I still very much love this flashlight. This flashlight is chef's kiss. Mwah. Most excellent. So we got the sprint here. And we're just walking around. This feels like it could be Backrooms. I mean, there's some that kind of have... What was it? The feel of like apartment-style buildings or buildings that are, you know, really... They're true buildings, like you're in an actual house. But this one has a little bit more of that feel. Maybe some scale. I like the scale. I like the scaling, I guess is what I'm saying. And I like kind of the randomness of this. Like, this is a place that I could get lost in. And it's like it would take me a little longer to figure out where I need to go how I need to go, etc., etc. But it's not so disorienting in terms of lighting and geometry that it's unnavigable. So after a while, after spending some time in here, I do see some clipping. Can I no clip through that? It's either that or that's just a feature of the game. Let's see if we can't. So the textures in this are really nice too. I appreciate that. I appreciate the little nods to realism. It doesn't have to be 100% realistic. This is a Backrooms game. But the closer you can get to it, while still holding that gameplay feel, is a win for me personally. Of course, this is my personal opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. I like being able to go through and basically get lost. This really does feel like it's going on and on and on. It doesn't feel like it's, you know, purely gameplay. And then I'm running and doing so. Oh, almost! Oh, almost! Mash the buttons. Oh, nope. No clip. No clip for me. But it does feel like it just keeps going on and on. Let's see if we can't find our way back. It does feel a little bit more disorienting. It feels a little more true to the Backrooms lore than some of the other games that I've played. The other games that I've played were so small that there wasn't much. Like, you could understand that the map was small and therefore navigable. This feels like it would go on and on and on, and really encapsulates that Backrooms feel of we've entered a complete different dimension that just frickin' goes on through some magical mathematical algorithm of cosmic proportions. So I'm pretty excited for this. I'm excited to see if this demo really takes off. I'm really excited to see if they will continue to capture the charm of the Backrooms, if indeed you can call it charm. But this just makes me want to play even more and continue to explore around. I'm trying to see if I can't find my way back. I think we're almost back. So the navigability is gonna, I feel like it's gonna have more potential in this than the other ones. The other ones will get, yeah, we've already come back here. So it is navigable. So long as you keep your wits about you. Doesn't seem like anything's changed, so that's nice. Controller's a little sensitive. I'm gonna turn down the sensitivity. Can I turn down the sensitivity? Unlimited. Everything is on epic for me. Okay, audio, no, we can't turn off, we can't adjust sensitivity unless I do it in my CPU. Let's see if we can't get through here. Ha! I squeezed through! It's good not having too many donuts, you know? You gotta squeeze through things like that. So we're checking out this other side, the right side. I don't know how long it goes on. That'll be interesting. Is that something that just... stand by? I'm not sure I'm sold on the camera shake, like maybe right after a stamina run or something like that. Because even my head right now, IRL, does not move around this much. Like, I have to be pretty fatigued, I have to have run quite a bit. Okay, so I see that the lighting is kind of doing it. That's probably what I saw. Excuse me. Oh, man. I ate this fantastic burrito. And if you're like me, sometimes you get a little bit of food phlegm after something very, very, very delicious. And sometimes it's unpleasant. Either which way, coming back to the game. This Yeah, I would recommend slowing down on the camera shake because this can be disorienting if if you're in VR, like if this is VR gonna be made into a VR supported game, it's gonna be very disorienting. If you're moving around, I get it. But if I'm standing still, this kind of, it starts giving a little bit of a Siemens effect. And what I mean by that is that you got land legs on a sea boat out in the middle of the Atlantic or out in the middle of the Pacific. So that can be, it could possibly be real sickening for some. So I would really tone down on that, or make it a feature that after so many seconds you steady out and you calm down and everything is hunky-dory and still stable, not continuing on like this. So that's one of my first recommendations, aside from the other ones. A couple of bugs here and there, probably from startup. Again, this is a demo. But what I'm seeing in this demo is most tasty. Most tasty. I like these, like, is this like a no-clip thing? Like little things like this. Kind of, it adds to that believability that you are in the Backrooms. Oh! Nope, I can't. What if I run at it? What if you can go through walls? No. I should try that. Because I'm sure that there's a couple of things here and there we could go through. Yeah, this just keeps going on. Wait, did I just... No, this is new. What happens if I jump down? We're gonna test this out. Whee! Where did I go? Oh. I think I got one of the objectives. I didn't find a zebra milk to drink. But I think I glitched out of the map bounds. Unless this is a feature of the game. Because if this is a feature of the game... Dude, this just adds to it. And I appreciate that. We're gonna walk around a little. This is neat. This is a different perspective that I really appreciate. Hey. Oh no! Nope, I'm right back in. Okay. So I like that. I like that little feature right there. I squeeze through here. I love the differences in geometry. I don't see this in a couple other games, a couple other, Oh! I don't know what that was. Come on. You can do it. Oh. Good. I did not. I'm too wide for that. My shoulders, my Goliath shoulders are preventing me from going into that. It is a little bit buggy. Well, I wouldn't say buggy, but it's a little... What do you call that? Weird when I come up against a wall and my face is like right there and I can see the model. So I would do something about that. Like if I'm up against it like this, I don't really get that problem. But if I come up to it like that, that could be a problem. Details like this make me want to play more. As a Backrooms nerd. As somebody who is a aficionado of fine backroom games and other horror concepts that just go on and on forever. But you get to explore them. It's like you explore this area, and after a while, your own mind starts bringing you into some place that you're like, So we found our way back. Somehow we got turned back around. So I don't know that we have much else that we can really talk about until I find the supposed zebra milk. I think I did glitch out of the map bounds. It didn't show that as an objective, and I do need to report some things. I can't do a game report as of right now. We're gonna get rid of that. Distance from the center of the map. I do like that. That's pretty handy. What's weird is that it's in centimeters. Me. Not that there's anything wrong with centimeters, it's just you'd think like maybe yards or feet or whatever, you know. Or meters itself, like full-on meters. We're just gonna keep running and see what we find, because maybe we do have something else that we can get. But I thought it was a really cool perspective change to be on top of all of these. Okay, kind of like Backrooms landmarks, if there is such a thing. I like that you have unlimited stamina to a certain degree. Again, I flashlight with every single horror game. I want to take it and then copy and paste all of it into. Go through here? No. But yeah, das ist gut. Lecker. I always tend to talk about and think about food whenever I'm going through places like this. Like, I couldn't imagine going through a place and getting hungry and then just slowly starving to death. That would be... Okay, so it seems like it's a little repetitive for some of the level design. I'm hoping that there's going to be a little bit more random generation. Like, say every playthrough, things are just shifted around just enough. Just enough to make it seem like, no, this is new. This is definitively new. This right here. I'm still going away from the center of the map, which is good. The moment that I start going back to the center of the map, I'll know that I'm getting pretty far. I'm getting pretty far. We're gonna see how far we can go. Oh, did I even finish my thoughts? I don't even know if I finished a thought that I wanted to finish. But that's okay. Because inevitably, we'll probably cover it later. So this is kind of repetitive here. Okay, so maybe there's a method to this madness. Because if you see it over and over again, with the smaller maps, I just got used to them, and it's like, sort of thing. But here, it actually feels like this is... Those stairs? No, that was just light refractions. I like that the lights in the distance kind of come into render, like they suddenly pop on, like somebody's turning them on. Although, I wonder if that might be a lighting thing. Kind of like the high gamma or whatever, or the high, blooming, I guess for lack of better terms, of those consoles in the start area. I want to find a Z. That's what I'm... Where do I milk a zebra? Is there an entity that could kindly point me in the direction of milking a zebra? Maybe it's like zebra cakes, but milkified, you know? Sounds really, really, really sweet and like a bottle full of cavities, but you know, I'd try it. Because I do have a bit of a sweet tooth. Like a good sweet tooth, too. You can't just throw high fructose corn syrup at me and call that sweetness. No. No, 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 no. This has to be, like, bona fide, nicely done candies. Oh, back at this room again. I wasn't paying attention to the centimeters of where we were at last time we dropped through here, and I think this is actually a different room with the same... like a different part of the back room. I wonder what would happen if the, say, async, async. I don't know if that's the actual company that Alex kissed. Does the, yeah, this is repetitive. We just came from an area like this. Interesting. That's 46. Let's see if we can find another one at like 49. Another 3,000. Anyway, coming back to it. What's his name? The creator of the Backrooms. I can't think of his name right now. Not off the top of my head. Not without breaking out of this game and Googling. But I don't know if Async is going to be the name of the company, or if it's going to be something else, or maybe there's going to be a multitude of different companies or organizations, much like the SCP universe, with the SCP Foundation and some of the other more heretical groups and the Foundation groups. We are getting out there. We are getting out there. I do appreciate that there is a distance from center of map. I wonder if they'll get rid of that to encourage more immersion. But could you imagine, coming back to the point, that a company comes into these rooms and they just start demolishing these walls so they can see better through all of this? Like, obviously you want to keep some walls for partitions and stuff like that for all of your storage needs, as they marketed it in some of the other games and some of the other videos. Good business idea, but chopping all these down and just seeing how freaking expansive it is. And another thing too is that some of the lore with the Backrooms not feeling near as hungry or such like that, but kind of feeling an absence of. I wonder how living in the backroom. I mean, there's fan fiction stuff going on about different communities on different levels, different groups, how they operate, how they stick to things, what they do, etc., whether or not they actually go to war with each other or against the entities themselves. But how would it be if you... Okay, so this junction here is very similar. We're seeing very similar patterns here is what I'm gaining from this. Maybe a little bit more randomization. I mean, I get that it adds to the feel when you got the same kind of, I guess, cells. Let's call them cells. Like this. We've seen this a few times now. But you get these different cells in. And maybe add 10 or 20 more cells to varietize it. So you can still see the similar cells like this, but they're a little bit more spread out. Recommend that if possible. Of course, if you got entities and other things in here and you're exploring and whatnot, you know what? You do you. You do you. It's just a thought. It's a tangent that you might explore. I'm seeing how far I can get before I freaking fall off the map. We're getting pretty far. In fact, I might go radio silent for a few, and we will, through the power of cuts, see how far I have gotten since I've gone radio silent. So here's a thought as I'm going through and kind of, I'm seeing some new cells. Like, we've already seen this one. I don't feel like going through that just yet. I'm going to see how far I can get in this map here before I run into another one of those and go, you know what, I'm kind of bored just running through here, at least as a gamer, from the gamer perspective. Like, if I was in real world dealing with this, it would be a little bit different feels, if you get what I mean. But an additional thought that I would recommend, at least for this level, is maybe sections that really do bring you to some weird part of the back room. maybe like an occasional painting or something like that that you're like, huh. And it's weird. It's a classical painting, but you never saw it before. You didn't think that something like that could exist down here in the Backrooms. I haven't come across any entities yet, which is, I'm counting my blessings on that, so. Finally found a true dead end here, where I need to start going back towards the center of the map and find a different route. Okay, found a different route. I do like that. I like that little detail where you can find true dead ends, not just continuals of these different walls, assets, patterns, etc., etc. It's like there's enough going on in terms of the movement and the detail and the lighting to make you go, was that just a trick of the light, like a trick of the gaming light, or was that something that I should be aware of as you go further and further? It's like things out of the corner of your eyes, you know, like some people see shadow people, some people see like, what was it, if you take your eyes off of something really bright and look at a dark spot, you can see that silhouette in your vision. Correct. That little trick there. I like that there's a bit of that in this game. Backwards. I think I've gone through a cell like this, but it's getting a little repetitive. I understand that variety can be hard to achieve, but for something like this, I just heard my other half's doing some work outside, right outside my office window. Do a lot of my gameplays, and I hear him dumping gravel, and it just sounded of the right tinny frequency that I'm like, what was that? With my earbuds and stuff like that, even. So that was a little hair raising. I was like, oh, something new. You know what would be really cool? I kind of like that effect. That's like a freaking, I don't know if that's just a glitch in the light or if that's actually a feature, but if you can replicate that, that makes it freaking interesting. And it adds to the backroom feel. These little details in the wallpaper being different, you know, widths and whatnot like that. In the wallpaper itself, like if we look at it, I like that there's a brushed feeling to it. Like this might have been part of an archaic building back in the day that used these patterns. God, that freaking gravel dump there with the is what it kind of sounds like, that wet kind of ugh. And I'm sitting there going, where? Don't you just hate that as a gamer? Say like if your other half really isn't in the games but is doing something and you're playing something like this where it's getting a little sterile. It's getting a little, you know, draggy on-y. But you know that eventually, based on some of the fanfic and lore and etc., you're gonna run into something. Like, this is not natural. You already got that unease of, this isn't natural. And then having something like that invade your ear holes just on the periphery. Tertiary entering into secondary awareness. And you're like, holy crap. I would like to see furniture. I would like to see some random furnitures like we've seen in some of the movies and whatnot. I don't know how long you have to go to find something like that, but it would be nice to be maybe a little rewarded with like the odd chair or something like that, or an arrangement of chairs or something that could be randomly generated. I think I'm going back toward, yeah, I'm going back to the center of the map. So I gotta find a different way around to keep going. Basically, this way, let's see. So this way, I would say, is north. This way is south. If there is any north-south directional qualities to this game. Like, I like that there's this cell that we've seen this similar cell, but there's a pillar in it now. That's cool to me. I wonder if we've reached the edge of the map. That's new. That's new. I haven't come across that yet. That's neat. Like, being able to come across that every, like, 4 or 5 minutes or so, I think would be pretty true to the Backrooms gameplay. Who knows? Like I said, I'm this is my opinion. These are my opinions. Take it with a grain of salt if you don't. But yeah, we're going to the center of the map now. I think we got kind of turned around. We might have hit the end of the map. Or something. Corners. I like this early playthrough. I still haven't found zebra milk yet, though. That's gonna bother me. It's gonna bother me. Oh, another point that I was gonna make as I was walking this great distance, trying to find the edge of the map and exploring and stuff like that, is that after a while, it's like you make it just to the point where you're like, okay, I can't bear to play this anymore. This is just redundant. We're just wandering around in these same rooms for eons and eons. Well, if you're actually stuck in the back rooms, this is exactly what you go through. So I do appreciate that kind of realism. But after a while, because this is a game, and of course we lot of gamers are a fussy type, give us a little bit of an apple at the end of the string, is what I would recommend. This is not an apple. This is a rotten apple. This is a maggot that we found in the apple. For me. Anywho. I don't know. I guess that's the feel of the Backrooms 2, is just that frustration, but I'm already coming up on the bounds, I think, of the generation that's been put together. Like, I'm coming up on the edges of this map. It doesn't, there is a limit to how much is generated. Like, we're starting to come across a lot more of these dead ends as we near the edge of the map. So I'm wondering if we find... If we find one of those holy cells, we'll jump into the hole and see where we can go and see if we can't get to it. Be interesting to see where it warps us, because it seems like it does a warp thing. We're hitting a lot more dead ends at the edge of the map. So I can kind of tell that there is a limit. It is immersive, though. For a good long while, you're wandering around going, what the hell? Where am I going? How do I get to these places? Like, it's actually getting brighter at the edge of the map, is what I'm noticing. For some of these. Like, there's a few more lights here and there. So it is, this little detail is actually drawing me back in. It's like, after a while, you start feeling like, oh, I've been here long enough, this is a great demo, can't wait to see the rest of it, I want to see more world and stuff like that. And then little details like the lights and the amount of light starts drawing. It's like, huh, okay, there is something very subtly different here going on. And I want to know more. I'm going to investigate. It's like the pillar that was kind of halfway in the wall and stuff, as opposed to being a separate part of it. Of course, you got your diagonals and stuff like that, but it was a separate part of the wall. I think we've reached the... So we're gonna go back. I still haven't found no zebra milk. I like the concept. I like where it could be going. What I'd like to see maybe in a future, like a demo 2.0, basically, is how you're going to handle the other levels, like the pipes level, say a garden level. I'd love to see an outdoor garden level where you're just going up and down through these generated mountains that realistically shouldn't exist in the scale or the patterns that they do, but they do. I'd like to see some more outdoorsy types, some garden levels, some, you know, maybe like whole cities. I know that they're supposed to be based on some of the fanfic lore for the Backrooms. There's supposed to be some cities that you can walk through that are just devoid of people, but it's creepy because there's no life. Whereas if you go to a bustling city, say like Chicago or San Diego or something, stand right in the center of that city, there's life in that city. There's life, there's energy. But you go to these places that are completely devoid of life, and you're like, what? Okay, so that brought us back to where it places us. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling. We can see the center, the distance from the center of the map. Well, this is a longer fall than the other one. Down and down I go. Round and round I go. In a spin. Okay, so I can kind of move around a little bit, but we're just going to be in complete darkness for a little bit. Oh, I've lost my flashlight ability. I shouldn't have turned that off. Yep. Tell you what though, we're going a lot further than where I was able to go, so we'll see whether or not I just keep falling. Man, that would be a way to go. Is death by falling and continuing to fall until there's no, you just pass out from death, from starvation, dehydration, or something like that because you're falling. That'd be a hell of a way to go. Don't like it. Yeah, we're way off the center of the map. We'll see if it deposits us anywhere. If not, we might have... We might be glitching out of map bounds. I don't know. It's like, how big is this map actually? Oh, wow. I think we hit the very edge of it. Or I've died. Yeah, I'm not able to do much else after that. So, we did hit the end of the map. We did hit the end of the map. I'm not moving anymore. Not dead, though. What game? Yeah, it was just over 1 million, but that's pretty expansive for a demo. That's pretty expansive. So, we are going to do a survey. We can do development logs. I'll do that outside of my little playthrough review here. I am pretty interested. It looks like developer. I wonder if they're going to be able to have mods, like gameplay mods. Yeah, mod support. That's going to be cool. This'll be very exciting, I do think. Screenshot highlight. List of varied areas for spotlights. This looks pretty cool. Of course, the famous birthday room that I couldn't get to in one of the other Escape the Backrooms games, or Inside the Back. No, it was Escape the Backrooms. Got kind of tired of it. Meh. I'm excited for these levels and seeing how big they are, how big they're going to be. I do appreciate the scaling. I'm looking... Wow. Looks like there's quite a few investors who are putting some money down on this, because this is a nice looking game. I do hope that they put more into it. I'm looking forward to seeing more into it. You got some character customization. Tell you what though, these shoulders, like this shoulder looks a little bit more realistic than that one. That guy looks like he's got some issues in his shoulder joints and stuff. I like that you can get a full-on hazmat suit, like a 2 types of protection there. You can be a worker, you can be like a guard or something like that. That's pretty cool. There's a bit of a glitch in 5 and 6. But the rest of it, not so much. Clan tag. No. Name color. You can have different names. That's pretty cool. Like blue. I'm partial to blue. Like a navy blue. Badge tag. Region play. That'll be interesting. Character. Hey, what's this? Oh, you can rotate them. It's a little janky, but I enjoy that. The hand is in the leg. He's digging right into his thigh right there. Role: worker, inspector, technician, security. Cool. I like that. Can I change my skin tone? In 3. Character settings. You can go up to different parts of it. Well, it doesn't seem to be doing too terribly much, but there's plenty of light, medium, heavy. Wait, hold on. Go back to him. Okay. Heavy. Okay, so you can, like, it looks like the characters can hold different amounts of stuff. Extreme. Okay, so a heavy, of course, you've got all these pockets and stuff like that. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's pretty cool. So item 3, item 4, item 5. That's pretty cool. I think they're going to have more there. Obviously, it's not fully developed, so we can't see all of it, but that's pretty interesting. Looking forward to that. So you can do your own profile. You can set up a character. You can define how much inventory that you can carry as, say, like a worker, technician, or whoever. There might be some roles, maybe a little bit of role playing. That's going to be interesting. I do recommend this. This is a pretty game, much like Backrooms Survivor, where we played, and it too was a very pretty game. I'm very excited to see the new slew of horror games and immersive exploratory survival games built in the U5 engine, Unreal Engine. So thank you for joining me on this, I guess, playthrough review of the Backrooms world. And I look forward to seeing you on the next playthrough.